What is up, guys? Today, oh, by the way, this is my first video back in like, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on Black Adam. I just got back from the theater. I actually watched this in Dolby, which is my first time, actually. And in terms of my experience with the movie in Dolby, I would say it was like what I expected. The sound is pretty good. I know that IMAX is the one with the bigger screen. This one didn't have a big screen, but I enjoyed it for what it was. I liked the sound design. It felt a lot more immersive. And in terms of the movie itself, the content of the movie, the characters in the movie, the action in the movie, I really liked Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Black Adam. I enjoyed his character. He was very charismatic, and I'm glad that he isn't playing just like the stereotypical like Dwayne Johnson role. Like he's being his own character and not being just the comedic relief in the jungle guy, because that's what he seems to be in basically every movie ever. And we know this from the trailers. I'm not gonna act like this is a spoiler. The Justice Society is in this. I'm not a very like DC familiar person, but I mean, they're enjoyable, but they're kind of forgettable. Like I like them for who they were. There was the funny guy. There was the leader who doesn't like jokes and is serious all the time. There's the girl, which I hate that stereotype that there's always like one girl and she is just there to be a love interest to some dude. The ending I felt was very tacked on, and it was kind of like a CGI mess of like the very basic superhero stuff that we've seen for a while, like in the same way that like Venom has an tacked on ending where he fights the other Venom person and they fight and then he wins, and that's basically it. A lot of these superheroes are kind of on the darker side, like anti-heroes. They kind of use immoral methods to do stuff for the good. It comes back to the argument of like Robin Hood does stuff like the wrong things for the right reason. Like it's that kind of argument there. Except the problem is they resolved it in the second act, and then the movie just kept on going. And then they had this whole tacked on ending with like a big CGI fight and stuff. There was even a sky beam.
Bruh.
This is how cliche this movie is. There was a sky beam. And the post-credit scene, I don't want to spoil it, obviously, but it kind of solidified what I didn't overall like about this movie is Black Adam's character is set up as this villain who wants revenge, and they kind of end it with he gets what he wants, but he realizes that he can be a hero and he can be someone who holds himself accountable for his actions. The last 20 minutes, including the post-credit scene, completely throw that out the window because they have to set up him as a villain for a later movie in Shazam, I assume. And then they kind of cut it short and then said, nope, we're going back to this. I'm sorry, I don't care if they did this thing in the comics where he's a villain the whole time, but I don't read the comics. I don't care. Like, I honestly don't care. Like, I watched this movie for the movie and not to compare it to something else, like another material. So, watching this movie stripped of its context, stripped of its comic book origins, I found his character arc to be a bit fumbled in the end. This movie is very similar to Venom in the way it's kind of like dumb fun. Like, you can watch it and enjoy it, but then kind of like forget about it once you leave the theater. And I am excited to see Black Adam in Shazam later on. If I had to give it a score, I would say 4. 4 out of 10.
All right. I said, all right.
So, yeah, those are my thoughts. And I want to see what your thoughts are in the comments. And please leave a like if you can, if you want, which you can, which you want to do, because I'm telling you to do it now. So bye.